Hello and welcome to Spectrum Hustle, the Star Citizen weekly news show that catches you up on everything you need to know in a hurry. I'm BadNewsBaron. Here's what's new this week, September 16th through September 23rd. Star Citizen's browser-based Arc Star Map has been nominated for Adobe's Cutting Edge Project of the Year award. The award seeks to highlight the newest innovations in the modern internet. The Star Map is a fully 3D map that lets you explore Star Citizen's fictional universe by zooming around star systems, reading up on planet lore, and traveling through connecting jump points. You can cast your vote for the Arc Star Map on the FWA website, linked below this video. CIG's Matt Sherman took to the Star Citizen official forums this week to confirm that the Drake Cutlass will finally be getting a major overhaul soon. Now that the rest of the Drake ship lineup has been established, CIG is confident that they can win back many of the ship's former owners and deliver on the ship's initial promised role. The Cutlass has had a troubled production pipeline, but would-be pirates are hopeful that the ship will soon come into its own for fighting, boarding, and carrying. This week's official fiction release is titled Spectrum Spectator's Star Marine 2. It's an in-lore movie review talk show in which the hosts discuss the new sequel to the movie spin-off of the popular video game Star Marine. Apparently, it's about as good as real-world video game spin-off movies. Looking at you, Wooey Bowl. But even though the fictional movie may be worth panning, Spectrum Spectator itself is worth a read if you get the time and casts a light on the versus entertainment culture. The big info dump this week came from a special edition of 10 for the Chairman. That's right, Chris is back with a new format for the beloved question and answer show. He teamed up with character art director Josh Herman to answer 10 questions curated to the topic of player character creation. There's a lot here, so let's go through these one at a time. Question 1 was, will we be able to manipulate the heads scanned into the game, or will we be limited to a selection of presets? Chris said that you'll start with a preset head, but change things like eye color, skin color, and hair. From there, you can manipulate some of the facial structure with morphology. Question 2 covered the depth of player hair customization. Josh shared that there will be a large variety of preset hairstyles for players to choose from. Question 3 asked if players would be able to recreate themselves within the character creator. The answer was that you'll be able to approximate yourself by mixing and matching structural features from a variety of heads, Mr. Potato Head style. For instance, a mouth can be swapped in from one head, while maybe you swap in the brow or ears from another head. This ensures customization doesn't interfere with complex facial animations. You might not get exactly you, but you can get pretty close. Question 4 asked how long it takes to scan an actor into the system and to create a usable model. The answer was that scanning sessions usually last about 2 hours using a complex 360-degree photography setup. But actually creating the 3D mesh facial rigging takes far longer. Higher tier characters have over 400 different blend shapes, and key actors take even longer as CIG goes through the extra work of adding more blend shapes to account for the way that individual actors speak. Mark Strong, for instance, sort of talks out of the side of his mouth. Chris wants every detail accounted for. Question 5 asked what we've all had on our minds. Will it be possible to scan the faces of backers into the game? The answer is that it's yet to be determined. They're still discussing the possibility, but Chris wants the level of detail of every character to be able to stand next to the highest tier characters. If mobile scanning means compromising on quality, it may be a no-go. We'll just have to wait and see. Question 6, how soon will we get the new heads in the game, and how much can we edit them? Chris said they'll try to get a couple of new heads in for Star Marine, but full customization isn't here yet. They're hard at work on trying to get down all the faces for Squadron 42, which has over 350 speaking parts. A movie, in comparison, usually has 30 to 40 speaking parts. Question 7 asked about the quality tiers of character faces and what kind we'd have for our own players. The answer is that there are 4 separate tiers for characters, 0 being the highest quality and 3 being the lowest. The face we saw in Pupil to Planet demo was a Tier 2. Lower Tier 2 and 3 characters will still hold up next to Tier 0 characters, as it isn't fidelity that separates them, but custom facial animations. The main characters of Squadron 42 have expression animation sets specifically made to suit their actors. Question 8. Will the player characters show their age and past injury in walking animations over time? Chris said it's a nice idea, but they haven't considered it yet. Mocapped actors will, of course, carry themselves in unique ways. Number 9, how will system resources be managed with such complex characters? The answer is that they're developing new, smarter techniques that make the facial rigging and meshes more efficient and less expensive for your system, and that it's a continual learning process. The character used to be over 300 megabytes in memory. Now it's down to 30. Animation dates were simplified from 1,000 down to 183. They haven't lost quality, they've just learned how to rig smarter. And question 10, will we only have facial presets to choose from, or will we be given edible vertex points, as expected from a game like Black Desert? The answer is a bit of both. Once we piece our preset features together, we'll be able to do some morphology on top to customize things like cheekbone, height, or depth, without interfering with the overall mesh or animations. If you get the time, I highly recommend watching 10 for the Chairman yourself to get a nuanced version of all of Chris's answers. You can find that link, again, below this video. Now for Around the Verse. This week's ATV came from Frankfurt and was a bit light leading up to CitizenCon, but honestly, that 10 for the Chairman more than made up for it. ATV showed off some new weapon textures coming in Star Marine, as well as the modular construction system that the developers are using. Space stations and satellites can be created using modular assets, with unique style guides depending on whether a satellite is civilian or military, or has an intended role. This allows for a lot of flexibility, creativity, and quick efficiency when devs are building and placing the satellites. A similar modular system is being used for planetary ground bases. While bases could not yet be procedurally generated, the devs are able to quickly construct unique structures using existing assets, and some of these smaller bases will be explorable in 3.0. The last bit of ATV covered last week's sneak peek, the new vision stabilization system. The new system gets rid of annoying head bob and looks absolutely breathtaking. It also looked like NPC ground combat is in the game. The demo showed non-player characters attacking the player and intelligently using cover. No word on when NPC ground fights might be in, but to speculate, maybe we'll get to Comp Stomp in Star Marine, or hit planet-side NPC ground bases in 3.0. And finally, this week's Reverse the Verse was hosted by Foundry 42's Brian Chambers, senior level designer Ben Dare, and lead animation engineer Ivo Herzig. Ben focused on modular construction and revealed that there are 3 primary categories planned for satellites: defense, communication, and science, with a large degree of customizability between. The modular system allows them to give satellites unique interiors, and some of the satellites may even have automated defense systems inside. Stations and satellites cannot currently be player controlled, but without confirming it, it's a direction they would like to pursue in the future if possible. Ivo focused on the unified rig technology Star Citizen is using and how it drastically reduces the amount of animations needed for characters and weapons, and how having a unified character rig affects camera control and stabilization. In short, where we are now was all inspired by a funny video of chicken stabilization. That's all for now. For more Spectrum Hustle, make sure you subscribe to this channel, and if you have any feedback, leave a comment or send me a tweet at @BadNewsBaron. Let me know what you thought this week. I'm BadNewsBaron, and until next time, see you in the verse.